Today I'm going to speak about some of the uh, things which matter a lot to a child. One is little kindness and courtesy. It's the little thing which many of the parents ignore, and this is very most important for the child or for any of the person who are of different ages. If you give little kindness, little courtesy, they will melt and they will give too much love to you. Today I heard about emotional bank account. Emotional bank account the same is that how do you talk with the peoples around you, how the relation of you with the peoples. This matter a lot. If you are good with other person, then directly indirectly you are creating a great network, and this will help you in future to grow better in respect of career and also in respect with the other things which might be very important for you in the long term. And the next is that try to understand individual. If you don't understand individual, how you can interact, how you can build relationship with them. For example, if you want to deposit your money in a bank, but there are different bank in the countries. You need to understand the policy and the rule regulation of all the bank. Then you can deposit money in your account, because there might be some bank whose past record is not good. If you deposit the money in that account and in a few days if it closes its bank and run with the money, now how will you get back those money? So knowing the individual is very important, whether it is a person or thing or something else. So for example, if I am working with the kids, if I am working with the student, I must know the student first. Then according to that sense I can explain them. I have heard multiple times students saying that you explain anything very correctly, giving a too much example which is very required at that moment. How this tactics or experience came to me because of whatever the things are happening in their surrounding. I try to relate those things with that, because most of the knowledge which are in which are given in the book come from the natures. They are no more different from the our surroundings. So I try to relate those things, and whenever I'm explaining anything to any person, I try to use multiple examples. Maybe one example is not suitable to them, they won't understand anything, but other example might be good for them. I do not differentiate or discriminate between the words, whether the words are abusive or some other words. When I give value to those, because I know these are words the student must know. Because see, in a societies, what sometimes abuses are given for some purposes. This doesn't show that I am supporting abuses. I'm the perceiver, or I'm the well-wisher of the non-violence. I don't never support violence. I agree with the Gandhiji uh, ideas and his principles. Today I read a story of Gandhiji about his truthfulness. It was that he was in a school in which a new headmaster came, and he was very famous among the students. There was a new rule in the school in which everyone have to participate in the exercises that was in cricket or gymnastics beside their education. During that period, Gandhiji was in class 7, and for the higher secondary school student this was compulsory. And that time Gandhiji don't have much knowledge, and he was saying that doing playing cricket or doing gymnastic is useless for the student. He value education too much. He said that reading books, writing things are much important, and these things, exercise, playing cricket and gymnastic, are useless for a student. So he ignored those things, but the headmaster made things compulsory for him. And but he was reluctant to it, because once he get out of the school, when the school is being over, he come to his home. He act as a nurse to his father. Means his father was ill, he used to come, give the medicine on times, changes the bandage, and put oils, and give massage, or many more things. But even though he was neglecting those things in his mind, but he was unable to explain this thing in words in the front of the headmaster. So one day, what happened? His watch was not correct, and means his watch was too late. He went for the cricket and gymnastic classes, but when he reached, by that time all the students had left the cricket and gymnastic matches ground, and so on next day he was upset for that, and it was a rule that when someone is marked he would have to give a fine. That time a fine was 1 hour, but he told truth to his headmaster that my watch was showing that time, therefore I was unable to come. But his headmaster thought that he's telling lie and making some excuses for that. Then after that, when he came back to home, he was angry, he was about to cry, and he said everything to his father. His father wrote an application to the headmaster explaining the truths of this child, and everything whatever he do once he come from the school. And he also said to please don't take fine from him. So when the headmaster read that application, he agreed with that, and he praised the Gandhiji for his toughness, and he got relaxation for the cricket and gymnastic classes. So once the school is over, he comes to his home and try to help his father or do the nurse work with his father's, so that his father can be well soon, so that his father health can be uh, good soon. And in another case, I was reading about the women conditions in the 200 years ago. It was like sati pratha was common customs in India, in which if a husband of a woman die, the widow, then she become widow, and the widow has to die with her husband alive. And this was practiced in some part of the countries, and it was highly criticized by the great social reformers Raja Ram Mohan and the Vidyasagars. Later on, the British government agreed on this term and condition, and he passed a law in which he banned the sati pratha. And second was that whenever he tried to say these words, he tried to use the context or text from the some of the religious book or ancient book, because people, whenever you don't give any proof to the people, they will try to think that he is saying this thing in his own words. He is trying to just manipulate anything. Why I will listen to him? Who is he? Why I will go with him? So he tried, and he was very good with different language, Sanskrit and Persian, and he was very influenced with the Western education, and so he tried to bring that Western education to the India, and he was saying that people should learn this knowledge in our countries. And one of the great scholar of the Sanskrit, that was Vidyasagar. He once printed a text with the some clue from the ancient book, in which he mentioned that it is written in the earlier book, in the ancient book, that a widow can remarry. So the British government agreed, and it passed a law in 1856 that the widow can remarry. But the people who didn't accept this thing, he boycotted Vidyasagar. He tried to make him hostile. He tried to stop those things in the society. But it was good area. There were many things which were just injustice to the women. And one more thing was very familiar during that time was child remarriage. No, sorry, child marriage. We say that in Hindi we say Val Vivah. It was very common customs in the ancient India. Even the British government and the European peoples opposed this, and ultimately this led to the ban of these customs in our countries. There are many more customs which are practiced in our country, which is not good for the health and the progress of our nation.